Hello and welcome to another Happily Letter After tutorial. Today I am going to show you how I edit my photos. This was requested by somebody that I show this tutorial, so I'm going to walk you through my process. I'm not going to go into detail on every little thing in each app that I use because they do have tutorials on these apps that are great, and so it'd be a little redundant to show you. But I'm going to show you what I do, and there's two apps that are my favorite. I have a bunch of different photo editing apps, and I do have Photoshop on my computer, but I actually prefer to do this on the go a lot of the time. So I use my iPad a lot, but you can do this on a phone, you can do it wherever. So I'm going to show you my process and how I get my photos, because I have a lot of photos that turn out dark. Even if I've got great lighting, sometimes they turn a little dark. Sometimes they've got things on them that I don't want, like unwanted little blemishes on a table, an item that I didn't realize was there that I don't want in the photo. So I'm going to show you my steps to this. So the two apps that I like to use Photoshop Mix, and I like to use Retouch. I believe Retouch is free. If not, it's really cheap. Photoshop Mix, I think you have to pay for. I can't remember. I got it a while back, so I don't remember the pricing on it. But I'll put links to it so you can see what it is online, and you can look at it and decide if you want to get them. So first of all, let's try Photoshop Mix. So when you open it up, you're going to have tutorials on here automatically. I've already have some photos that I've edited. If you want to do the tutorials, you can click on these little circles, or when you first download it, it should have them pop up, and you would go to view tutorials. I don't have any internet connection, so I can't show you what the tutorials look like, but they have painting the look, so you can paint areas that you want, have like selective coloring and selective whatever feature you want on there. You can cut out photos, which is pretty cool, so you can take a picture of somebody, cut them out, put them on a different background, cut out an object, put it on a table, put it wherever you want. Merging and masking photos, so you can layer them, merge them and mask them. It's pretty neat. You can save all or send all these to Photoshop CC if you have it, so it'll be directly on your computer. And you can save to the CC libraries. So that's pretty cool feature. I don't have CC, so I don't use that, but it is a really good tool to have. So to get started, you're going to want to press the plus symbol, and I'm going to provide these images for you so you can click the links and get them. So go to your images, and I'm going to use this one of the flowers. And there's not a whole lot that I do. I don't do a lot of the cutting out of photos. That's not something I do on a regular basis. Sometimes I'll do it, and maybe later on down the line I'll do a tutorial on that. But like I said, they have the tutorials, and it's pretty simple, and they walk you through it, so you actually get to do that, and so it's pretty neat. So what I like to do is I like to adjust my photos. So you go to adjust, and they have the shadows. I like to brighten because a lot of times my photos turn out dark. I didn't take these photos, by the way, for this demo purposes. They're online. So I brighten the shadows, and I usually brighten the highlights a bit too because it looks better online, and sometimes when you print too. And you can mess with the contrast if you want. I don't think I'm going to for this one. When you're done, press the check. And then I like to go to looks to give it a little bit more. And this is pretty neat because you can make it look vintage. You can do a grayscale. You can have one that kind of looks grainy, like a vintage style. And if you ever want to know, oh, what did my photo look like before, you can click normal, and it'll show you what your photo was before you did any features to it. I usually go between the natural, but mostly I use brighten. So it just brightens up the photo a lot. It pops the color more, brings it more life, and so that's what I like to use. And then you just press the check mark when you're done, and then you can save it to your camera roll, save it to Photoshop CC. You can send it to your Dropbox or whatever you want to do with it. So let's go to the other app. So let's do Retouch. And so they have tutorials in here as well, which is really nice, and they do walk you through this as well, but I'm showing you what my process is and how I get my photos to look. So what we're gonna do, I already have this one open. So I have this nice little ski lift image, and let's say I don't want this little sign in here. I don't like how that looks. So I'm gonna go to object removal down here. I'm gonna get my brush, and I'm just gonna color over that. And when you're done, you press go, gone. It's like magic. This is a really cool app. And you can zoom in so you can better see things. I don't want whatever this is back here, so I'll just color that, press go, gets rid of it. It's a really neat tool. They have line removals. Like, let's say you take a picture of the sky, pretend this is a power line, and you don't want the power lines in your photo. So you can just draw a rough line over it. It senses it and it gets rid of that line. It's pretty neat. Obviously we don't want the ski lift floating by itself. That would be weird. So we'll put that back, but I just want to show you what you can do. My favorite tool to use is the quick repair. I use this on little spots that I have on my kitchen table that look awful, little paint stains and stuff like that, and I'll color over it, or little dirty marks to get rid of it. And so you can get rid of things like, let's say I don't want these little dark spots in the snow. Gone. And you can get rid of this line even. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but you can do different things. There's also a blemish removal too, if you want to use that. Clone stamp if you want to copy something. So like if I want to copy right here, see, look, I got that line because that's where the little arrow is. So you can copy it in a different spot. So the clone stamp's pretty nice too. It's a nice feature. They have mirroring. They have a bunch of different cool settings in here. So let's say we don't want this cable on the ground. You can use the line tool to get rid of it. It works better on straight lines, so I don't recommend doing it for the wavy. I would use the object removal. You can do that. And if you've got the Apple Pencil, if you press down hard on your iPad, it will make your line bigger, or you can do it thinner. Press go. And see, it messed up that part right there, and we don't want that, so just go back, hit back again. There, now that's a little better. And from a distance, you won't even notice. And so we just got rid of that line, we got rid of that sign that we didn't want. You can get rid of more things on the image. And again, when you're done, you can save it. You can save over, modify your original, or you can save it as a copy. So that's really up to you how you want to do it. So it's a pretty cool feature, and it's a really nice tool to use for editing photos, especially on the go, real quick. So I hope this was helpful. If you want to see further tutorials on how to do any of this stuff, just let me know, and I can always make more. But this is my process for photo editing, and I hope it helps you out.